Hello friends, this is Professor Rahul Krishna Jibavni, and in the subject of heat transfer, today we are going to see what are the fins, its types and distribution equation for rectangular fins. Okay, so let's start today's video. So fins are nothing but extended surfaces, and we know that Newton's law of cooling, where it is said that heat transfer rate is directly proportional to the surface area exposed for heat convection as well as temperature difference between surface and fluid. And when we simplify this, so we get this mathematical equation: Q is equals to H A T wall minus T infinity. So imagine friends, this is a one kind of slab, and heat is transferred through this slab. So this shaded area is available for heat transfer, and whatever be the surface area is there, accordingly heat transfer rate will take place, because heat transfer rate is directly proportional to surface area exposed if other conditions are remain same. Suppose I want to increase the rate of heat transfer from this surface only without changing other parameters, that is surface temperature or fluid temperature or convective coefficient of that cooling material. So I have only the one option, that is increasing surface area, but having some limitations, so that I can't increase the length and width of this base plate. But still I am interested to increase the rate of heat transfer. So I have only one option, to provide extended surface on this base plate. So I provide one kind of extended surface. This extended surface is actually called as a fins. So base plate remain same size. I am just adding the fins. Now what happened? Before fins, total area available for heat transfer is this much, length into width. But now due to addition of these fins, this taper surface, then this top flat surface and second side taper surface is actually added. So overall surface area exposed for heat transfer get increase. So definitely from the same base plate, now rate of heat transfer will be increased by using this fin. So what is fins? So fins are the extended surfaces provided to heat transfer surface, that is a base plate, to increase the rate of heat transfer by increasing overall surface area exposed to convective medium. So friends, we are not changing the parameter of base plate temperature or fluid temperature or the fluid. If fluid get changed, then its H value, convective coefficient value, will be changed. So we are keep all these identical. We are just increasing the surface area, convective surface area, by applying or attaching the fins. So we can able to increase the rate of heat transfer. Now, what are the different types of fins? So there may be a rectangular fins. Rectangular fins means it is attached to the base plate and having a cross section as a rectangle, and there is no taper along the length or this height, that from base plate to this tip, this height of fins, there is no taper, it is simply flat. So this is a rectangular kind of fins. Then second type is a taper fins, where we provide a taper throughout the height of fins. I am saying the height because from base to tip, this is called as a height. So height of fins. Next is a radial fins. So if I provide a fins, might be a rectangular, might be a taper, but if I provide in a radial direction, then it is called as a radial fins. Next is a disc or annular fins. So I am providing a one circular disc to the rod or tubes through which heat transfer is take place, and I want to increase the rate of heat transfer. So such kind of annular fins can be attached. And next are pin fin. Why it is called a pin fin? Because it is simply a pin kind of extended surfaces. If you saw the previous types, so fins attach to the base plate throughout its width, correct? But in case of pin fins, it having just a pin structures of different cross section and attached to the base plate, and nowhere it is acquiring the width or its height. So it is simply a pin. So there are taper cylindrical pin or simple cylindrical pin or rectangular pin or taper rectangular pin. So these are the various types of fins. Now we will see what are the actual applications. So application of fins, there are a lot of applications. So I just summarize in 2 or 3 applications, industrial applications or day-to-day life. We saw that. So first is the radiator. So radiator, automobile or any cooling system which required a radiator to cool down the coolant or that cooling medium. So there are basically 2 types. Either that hot fluid reach to upper header, this upper tank, and then flow to downward direction by gravity. And fins, that tubes, what are with the vertical tubes are there, fins are attached horizontally and they having a gap in between, so air can flow through these fins, and this extended or surfaces which are attached to tube actually extending the tube overall surface area. So hot fluid when pass through the tube, they deliver heat to the fins, and when air blow over these fins, it will cool down. And second type of radiator where we use circulating pump. So in this we use pressurize that fluid to flow in a horizontal direction. So hot fluid will come in this left side tank, then horizontally it flows and reach to right side this header, and during its flow whatever with the vertical fins are there, they provide an extension to the surface of this fluid flowing tubes, and the cooling air will blow over these fins and cool down the coolant or that hot fluids. Next application is these fins which are provided on any electrical motors. So this is a very regular observations that these kind of fins, because these electrical motors are air cooled. So surrounding air when reach to these fins, they extract the heat and keep this motor to its working temperature. Another application, this is also a very common application, that is bike, especially bike, because all bikes or scooters are air cooled engines. So to provide air cooling, sufficient air cooling, so they provide fins structures. So whatever be the piston cylinder arrangement inside this, during the operating condition, they dissipate heat to the surrounding surface, but that this surface of cylinder is not sufficient to cool down the engine by air cooling only. So they extended surface by providing fins. Now air can cool down this complete engine and kept within a limit of a working temperature. And friends, when we observe that air cooling is not sufficient, then we go for liquid cooling, just like in a four-wheeler engines. Also in a household refrigerator, that is a old kind of, because now in a recent refrigerator system, they don't provide this condenser coil at a back, but the old kind of refrigerator system, they having a condenser tubes, this one spiral, and to increase the surface area they provide a vertical fins. So whenever this hot refrigerant passing through this condenser tube, they deliver heat to this vertical fins, and the surrounding air come in a contact of these fins and tube. So overall surface area is increased, so it is sufficient to cool down the refrigerant. So these are the some applications of fins. Another application, very basic, that is in any computer or laptop, they having this kind of condenser system. You might be heard the sound of fan when you start any desktop or laptop. So that is for this condensing unit. This fan is actually working there. Now we will see what is the rectangular fins and how to derive the temperature distribution equation. But fin is used only when there is a excess temperature. So we are not simply deriving the temperature distribution, but we are actually deriving the excess temperature distribution equation. So let us see. So this kind of a rectangular fin is there, where this is a base plate. Base plate can be denoted by T naught, that is 0. So base plate temperature, or TB also. In some books, it is used TB, that is base plate temperature. Next, this is the rectangular fins. I am saying this is a rectangular, not a rectangular pin fins. If it is a pin fins, then it will not acquire the total width of the base plate. So this is a rectangular kind of fin. Now in this height or the length of fin is L, thickness is T, and this is the width W. Now we are providing these fins to extract the heat from this base plate. Base plate is at T naught or TO. So when heat is transferred from this base plate to this fins, so fins, this whole surface area is actually working to dissipate heat to the surrounding fluid. Now consider, we are considering one element. This element section is at a x distance from base surface. So from base surface x distance, and this elementary section having a thickness dx. Now what happened? Imagine heat is transferring from base plate to this fins, and when it reach to this element, so suppose that heat entering to this elementary section is a qx, and when it travel through this section and from outside of this elementary section, it is qx plus dx. This much amount of heat is transferred to second section of this fin. So whatever be the difference of this in and out, that is stored in this section, and this heat is dissipated to the surrounding by Newton's, according to Newton's law of cooling. So whatever be the fluid come in this come into the contact of this section, it will extract the heat. So whatever be the heat difference between in and out will be removed out by convection. So these fins having a material K, obviously we have to use such kind of material which having higher conductivity, and surrounding fluid having T infinity temperature and H value, that is convective coefficient. So let us see how to derive the equation for this. So this is our schematic. Now heat conducted into the elementary section is Qx, and according to Fourier's law, minus K AC dt by dx. Why AC? Because it is a cross sectional area. So what is the AC? Cross-sectional area W into T. This is the cross-sectional area for our rectangular fin. Now heat conducted out from the elementary section is, that is Qx plus dx. So Qx plus dx is Qx plus d by dx of Qx into dx. This dx is nothing but a thickness. And this equation is derived from the Taylor's equation, where we may mention that d square by dx square and higher terms, but we know that all these higher terms, square and above, will be zero, become zero. So we use this final form only, where we use dx plus dx is equals to qx plus d by dx of qx into dx. This is thickness of element. Now heat convected out from the surface of element of thickness dx, that means this shaded area. So heat convected out, heat convection is equal to HAS T minus T infinity. What is AS? So AS is a surface area of this shaded area, and T is the temperature of this surface at particularly this shaded area. T infinity surrounding temperature, and H is the convective coefficient of surrounding fluid. Now at the elementary section, heat conducted out with the help of heat convected out with the help of surrounding fluid from this particular shaded elementary area must be equal to heat conducted in minus heat conducted out. So from this balance equation we get Q convection must be equal to Qx minus Qx plus dx. So whatever be the heat difference of in and out will be convected out through this elementary section, and this happen only at the steady state condition. So remember friends, we are talking about a steady state condition. So when a steady state condition reach, that means whatever be the heat entering from this base plate will be transfer out. Okay, it is not going to store within the fins. So putting the formulas for this all, so Q convection H surface area T minus T infinity is equal to Qx minus Qx plus d by dx of Qx into dx. Now simplify this. So I am just putting this minus sign into the bracket, so it become Qx minus d by dx of Qx into dx. So plus Qx minus Qx get cancelled. So we obtain H surface area T minus T infinity is equals to minus d by dx of Qx into dx. Now putting the value of Qx. So minus d by dx of Qx. What is Qx? Minus k AC dt by dx. So on simplifying, we get this minus minus become plus, k and cross section area remain same constant with respect to dx. So k and cross sectional area we kept outside of this bracket. So it is k cross section area d by dx of dt by dx into dx. Now simplifying this, so on right hand side it become k cross sectional area d square t upon dx square into dx. Now rearranging, so we are shifting other parameters by this other than this temperature. So k and cross section area we are shifting on left hand side, dx we are shifting on left hand side, so it become HAS, that is surface area, divided by k, that is thermal conductivity, cross sectional area dx t minus t infinity is equals to d square t upon dx square. So we have this final form. Definitely to go for a temperature distribution equation, so we have to integrate, no doubt, but right now we reach to this form only. Now putting what is surface area. So surface area is this one shaded. We can write as a perimeter by dx. So perimeter will be w into t. So w width, t heights. So perimeter is twice w plus t, sorry, I have previously said W into T, but perimeter is twice W plus T. So this is a perimeter. Multiply by dx, so it becomes surface area. So we can write that perimeter into dx. P is a perimeter of that fin. And if I put this, so it is become HP dx k cross sectional area again dx. So this dx can be get cancelled. So we get a equation d square t upon dx square is equal to hp upon ka t minus t infinity. So what is the terms? H is the convective coefficient of surrounding fluid, P is a perimeter of that fin, then K is a thermal conductivity of that fin material, and A is a cross section of that fin. T is the temperature of that particular section element, and T infinity is the temperature of surrounding fluid. Now excess temperature, because we are talking about excess temperature distribution equation. So excess temperature. So excess temperature is denoted by theta. And what is it? So excess temperature is T minus T infinity. What is the T? T is the temperature of these fins and T infinity surrounding. Now imagine a fin and surrounding fluid having same temperature, definitely there will be a zero heat transfer, because basically heat transfer only by virtue of temperature difference. So there must be the temperature difference. So whatever be the temperature difference, that is excess over the surrounding fluid, then only heat transfer from fins to surrounding. So this is denoted by theta, and it is nothing but a temperature difference, access to the surface plate. So surface plate temperature is T, so surrounding must be lesser than the surface temperature, then only there is a existence of excess temperature, so heat will transfer. So excess temperature denoted by theta, and it is nothing but T minus T infinity. Now differentiate this with respect to x. So when we differentiate this with respect to x, so d theta by dx is become dt by dx minus dt infinity by dx. Now friends, if I talk about the base plate, there is a huge temperature. If I move in a direction of x, so temperature will be lesser. If I again move in a direction of x, temperature become lesser. So temperature of fins actually depend on x. It is maximum towards base and minimum towards tip. So no doubt temperature of fin is depend on x value dx. But surrounding fluid don't have any relation with dx. Surrounding fluid temperature remains same. It might be at a base surface or tip or midway. So surrounding fluid temperature T infinity remain constant with respect to dx. So we get the equation d theta by dx is equals to dt by dx, but this is a constant, so it becomes 0. So we have relation d theta by dx, excess temperature, and dt by dx. Now again on differentiating with respect to x, so it becomes d square theta upon dx square, and on right hand side it becomes d square t upon dx square. Now we know what is the value of d square t upon dx in terms of excess temperature difference. So we are going to replace this d square t by dx by excess temperature difference term theta, and we are going to replace this T minus T infinity by excess temperature term theta. So our equation, temperature equation which we received, this is equation 1. If I replace these two values, so our final equation form will be d square theta upon dx square is equals to hpk cross sectional area theta. This is in terms of excess temperature. So this is our excess temperature equation. Now we are replacing some operators and some parameters. So putting m square is equals to hp upon kac. So we are putting m square for this whole term. Okay. Why m square? So I will explain later on. Why not m only? Okay. So m square, we are replacing this, and secondly we are putting operator d square for d square upon dx. That means d square upon dx, we will put d square, and here we will put m square. So our equation become d square theta is equals to m square theta. Now simplify this. So d square theta minus m square theta is equals to 0. So d square minus m square, common is theta, equals to 0. So d square minus m square, so it will be d minus m into d plus m. Now separating this, so d minus m theta equals to 0, and second will be d plus m theta equals to 0. I am not going into the basic of mathematics, but everyone knows how to simplify this. So we have two correlations now, d minus m theta equals to 0, d plus m theta equals to 0. Later on we will combine the whatever be the last finding. So finding of this and finding of this we will combine to form our generalized solution. So here we have a combined equation, we are splitting it, and later on we will merge it. So we have these two equations. So simplify this, so it will become d theta minus m theta equals to 0. Then d theta, if I shift this to right hand side, become d theta equals to m theta. And in this equation, d theta plus m theta equals to 0. If I shift, then it becomes minus m theta. Now, we know we put d square is equal to d square upon dx square. This is the operator we use. But here there is no d square term. So we will replace d by dx. So removing the square term, so we get d is equals to d by dx. So we are going to put d equals to d by dx. So it become d by dx of theta is equals to m theta. So now shifting this theta term, so d theta upon theta is equals to m dx. On this equation side, d theta by dx equals to minus m theta. Now shifting this theta, so it becomes d theta by theta equals to minus m dx. Now d theta upon theta is equals to m dx, and second term we obtain, that is d theta upon theta is equals to minus m dx. Now integrating this, so integrating d theta by theta is equals to integration of m dx, and second side integration d theta by theta is equals to integration of minus m dx. Simplify this, so it is 1 upon theta, so integration of 1 upon theta will be ln of theta is equals to mx. So m is a constant, so integration of dx become x, and plus a is the constant of integration. On this side, ln of theta is equals to minus mx plus b, constant of integration. Now taking, that means we are interested to remove this ln term, so exponential. So after taking exponential, we get this ln term will be removed, so we get theta is equals to e raised to the power, whatever be the this on right hand side will be in power. So theta is equals to e raised to the power mx plus a. On this side, theta is equals to e raised to the power minus mx plus b. Now separating this, so e is equals to, theta is equals to e mx into e a, and this side e minus mx into e b. Now we are putting e raised to the power a as a constant c1 and e raised to the power b as a constant c2. Now general solution of excess temperature temperature distribution equation. As I said, firstly we split, then now we are going to merge and forming a general solution. So our general solution will be theta excess temperature is C1 e raised to the power mx plus C2 e raised to the power minus mx. This is our general solution for excess temperature distribution equation for fin. And during finding the actual equation, we have to find out the value of C1 and C2. So this is our general solutions, and this will be applicable for all kind of fins. So this is very important derivation. Now imagine when a fin is infinitely long. So here in figure sketch, we are showing the fin having a length L. Now imagine this fin is infinitely long. So when it become infinitely long, so it is quite possible that at the infinity length, the temperature of that fin tip might be equal to surrounding fluid, because heat it not reach to that infinity length. So this tip temperature here, when it is restricted to any practical length, practically possible length, so definitely there will be some temperature. But if I extend these fins to infinity level, so at the infinity length, this tip temperature will be equals to surrounding fluid, because heat it not reach to that tip. So if a fin is sufficiently long, then the temperature of the fin at the tip approaches the surrounding temperature. So tip temperature remain equals to surrounding fluid. So general solution for excess temperature, we know this is theta is equals to C1 mx plus C2 e raised to the power minus mx. This is our general solution. So at a base of fin, what are the conditions where x is 0? At base plate, x is 0. Temperature will be T0, or many times it is denoted by TB. And if temperature become T0, so excess temperature, that is theta, become theta 0. What is theta? Basically, theta is T minus T infinity. If temperature become T0, so T minus T infinity become T0 minus T infinity. So this relation is denoted by theta 0. Now put this condition to our equation. So theta 0 will be C1 e raised to the power 0. So e raised to the power mx, x is 0, so it become e raised to the power 0 plus C2 e raised to the power again 0. Now what is e raised to the power 0? E raised to the power 0 having a value 1. So our equation simplifies, theta 0 is C1 plus C2. Now we are applying second condition. First applying a base condition, now infinity distance condition. So at infinity long fin tip, what are the conditions when x become L? Correct? And this L is nothing but a infinity. So at L distance, that is infinity distance, temperature become T infinity. So TL will be equals to surrounding fluid T infinity. And when T minus T infinity, where we put T equals to TL, then TL minus T infinity will be theta L. So what is theta L then? So putting TL equals to T infinity, because at infinity distance, fin temperature will be surrounding temperature, so TL will be T infinity. If I put this into theta L, so T infinity minus T infinity, so it becomes 0. That means at infinity, what is excess temperature? It is 0. So there is no heat transfer at infinity level from fins, because excess temperature is 0. Now we have equation for infinity long fin theta L equals to C1 e raised to the power minus mx. So mx, x will be replaced by L. So ml. plus C2 e raised to the power minus ml, and no doubt we are talking about infinity length, so L will be the infinity. So theta L becomes 0, C1 e raised to the power m into infinity plus C2 e raised to the power minus m into infinity. So we have this equation. So m into infinity, no doubt multiply anything with infinity become infinity. So it is C1 e raised to the power infinity plus C2 e raised to the power minus infinity. Now replacing t raised to the e raised to the power minus infinity is equals to 0, because if we are going in a negative direction of infinity, so if we minus values, so we can um, round up to 0. In the same fashion, if we are going e raised to the power minus infinity, so we are considering it is 0. And if it is a positive e raised to the power infinity, so it is plus up to the infinity, then overall value become infinity. So we are putting e raised to the power minus infinity equals to 0 and e raised to the power plus infinity equals to infinity. So our equation becomes C1 infinity plus 0. Now if I shift this infinity on second side, so it becomes C1 equals to 0. Previously, we have this equation, excess temperature distribution. We got theta 0 equals to C1 plus C2. Then we got value theta L is 0. Now we reach to the conclusion that C1 is 0 for infinitely long fin. Now from this relation, theta 0 is equals to C1 plus C2. So if I put the value of C1 is 0, so theta 0 is equals to C2. What is theta 0? It is nothing but T0 minus T infinity. 0 is denoted for the base. So where x is 0, so T base temperature, or T0 where x distance is 0. So base temperature. So base temperature minus T infinity is C2. So we got the value of C2 is T0 minus T infinity. Now we have both the values, C1 is 0 and C2 is T0 minus T infinity. So we will replace this. We have general equation theta is equal to C1 e raised to the power mx plus C2 e raised to the power minus mx. Putting the value C1 is 0 and C2 is T0 minus T infinity. So we get this equation theta is equals to, this whole term becomes 0, T0 minus T infinity into e raised to the power minus mx. So theta is T0 minus T infinity into e raised to the power minus mx. Now putting theta equals to T minus T infinity. So our equation become, this theta will be T minus T infinity is equals to T0 minus T infinity into e raised to the power minus mx. If I shift these temperature terms on left hand side, so our simplified equation will be like this. Now we can put the notation of excess temperature also here. So T minus T infinity excess temperature at particular any x distance, and T0 minus T infinity is the excess temperature at base, so it is theta 0. So our final equation will be theta upon theta 0 will be e raised to the power minus mx. Now where, what is m? M is a square root of h p upon k cross sectional area. At the beginning I told that I will explain why we put m square. For operator we put a d square is equal to d square by dx square, but for hp upon ka we put m square. If I put m there, then we will face the problem here, as we put m square for hp upon kac, so here now only the m is there, so m will be the square root. So intentionally we put the notation hp upon kac as a m square. Now when we reach to m value, so m is nothing but a square root of this. and theta is T minus T infinity, theta 0 is a base temperature minus T infinity. So this is our final equation for infinitely long fin. Now we have these values. Theta so this is just a revision what we derived it. Now for heat flow rate, let's go back to one step. Okay, we reach to this. Okay, now we know theta is equal to E minus mx into theta 0. We are just shifting this denominator theta 0 to right hand side. So theta 0 and putting the value of theta 0 is T0 minus T infinity. Now differentiate form, that is d theta by dx will be theta T0 minus T infinity d by dx of e raised to the power minus mx. Now d theta by dx, excess temperature theta. So d by dx of excess temperature where x is 0, that means we are talking about a base, is equals to minus m T0 minus T infinity. This is constant term. So d by dx of this whole term. So it become this minus m will come here, and after differentiation we get e raised to the power minus mx as it is at x equals to 0. So after differentiation we get e raised to the power minus mx as it is, just this minus m will become in a numerator, that is in multiplication position. So it will be minus m T0 minus T infinity e raised to the power minus mx where x is 0, and this d theta by dx at x is 0. Now heat flow rate from the fin is, so we know heat flow rate is minus k AC d theta by dx at x equals to 0. We are considering heat flow rate at this position where fin is attached. So q, so we know that d theta by dx at x is equals to 0. We got the values. So putting these values, so q is equals to minus ka. What is the value of this whole bracket? It is minus m T0 minus T infinity e raised to the power minus mx. Now simplifying this, so we get heat transfer rate q is equals to KAC m. This minus minus become plus, so my negative sign removed. So m T0 minus T infinity e raised to the power minus m 0. Why 0? Because we are talking about x at 0. So if x at 0, so it become minus m0, and definitely it is become 0. So e raised to the power 0 is having a value 1. So our simplified form is q is equals to k AC m T0 minus T infinity. Now q is equals to KAC m. So we are putting the value of m. What is m? M is nothing but a square root of HP upon KAC T0 minus T infinity. Now what we will do, we will shift this KAC into this square root sign. So definitely it become K square AC square. So q is equals to square root of k square AC square HP upon KAC T0 minus T infinity. Now k and square, AC and this square get cancelled. So we form q is equals to square root of HP AC K. So this is always a cross sectional area. T0 minus T infinity. This is our heat transfer rate. But how to remember this? So we are not pronounce it like Q is equals to square root of HP cross sectional area and thermal conductivity multiplied by theta 0. This is nothing but a theta 0 or T0 minus T. We called as Q is equals to H pack T0 minus T infinity. Definitely H packs means square root of H pack. So it become easy to understand and remember. So Q is nothing but H pack theta 0 minus T infinity. But whenever we say H pack, so it is under square root. So square root of H pack T0 minus T infinity. So whenever there is a problem numericals on infinitely long fins, so for heat transfer rate, we have to use this formula. So many times in numerical itself, it is given excess temperature. So we can use direct value of theta 0. So Q is equals to H pack theta 0. So thank you friends. In next video, we will see other types of fins and its derivation and some numericals based on these fins. Okay. So thank you.